Hello, I was in Morocco recently and I saw this beautiful fountain, and I thought this ornamentation here and at the bottom here, which is called gadrooning, I thought this would be a really good thing to show you. As you can see, it's like a teardrop, not quite doing the teardrop thing, but it starts at a narrow end and comes to a wider end like that, and I think that gives it a lot of shape, a lot of dynamism. It can be used like this, radially out from some sort of center point, or it can be used as a moulding in a sort of straight line like this. It can be straight down, or it can be turning left or right like so. And I'm going to show you that, but I'm also going to show you this, which is our project. This is a holder for a vase, and you could make this as a box, as a mirror frame, as a bracelet. That's something Carrie wants me to make. But essentially, there's a gadrooning going around like that. It works really well on a circular form, I think, and this is what we're going to make. It's one of the few mouldings that's actually shaped and sanded, as opposed to left from the carving tool, like when we have something carved with leaves or whatever, we leave it from the carving tool. This is very much a sculptural shape, I think quite sexy in the way it looks, really beautiful. So it's very old. I've got a picture of gadrooning here in this old book. This is a picture of a 17th century moulding like this, and also in my own book, Carving on Turning, which is a bit out of print, but there are copies around. If I can find the page here, there it is. Here we have gadroons put on a bedpost, but changing it up a little bit by putting every other gadroon, cutting it back and making some sort of a different surface. So you can do a lot with gadroons, and if you Google search, you can see, you can see these on all sorts of ornamentation, in silver work, stonework, and so on. So I think it's a great fun project, and of course the first thing we always do is we're going to start off with a bit of practice. This is the sort of practice piece we're going to make. Here are the gadroons on this side, and you can see the layout on this side. So we start with obviously a blank piece of moulding, and I'll put the details of this end profile in the download and how I went about making it. So we have the profile. What's important in this piece is that we have two sort of spare pieces of wood. We have a piece of wood down here and a piece of wood up here, and this piece of wood down here is called the quirk, and it's the part of the business that goes into the moulding. This piece is usually called a fillet, and this is a piece that would go up against something else, and these are important pieces of wood from a carving point of view. So how do we go about laying this gadroon out? And I would say that you can see this is faceted, and of course that we carve it as smoothly as possible, and then we would sand that very smooth, because this smoothness, these drop-like forms, is really quite an important feature. So let's just look at how to lay that out. So what I did with my piece of wood is I took a strip of paper that just fits on the wood itself, so that's fitting over the moulding part, and I sort of drew the sort of curve that I wanted the gadroon to take. So I thought it would look something like this. So having got that curve, I can divide that up and put a centered outline down, because what is happening is, if you notice here, the top of the gadroon passes over twice the width of the bottom end. So here's the bottom end, and this is passing one into the second one. So this is the slope of the gadroon. And also, as it comes to the bottom here, it's pretty much square on, because now at the bottom it's going to make the rounded bit. So we're coming round, square on. So I worked out a sort of shape that I like, and obviously this is a left hand and that's a right hand one. They do come handed depending on where it is in the bit of furniture or whatever. So from there I did the same thing, but I did it on a bit of sticky back label. So I transferred it to label, and then I found myself a piece of tin. Could be a tin can or some sort of thin plastic. Stuck my drawing on here and then cut it out. So here I have a template that fits when I've bent it. You see, I've bent it to fit over. That actually fits that shape there, so that I can move that round. So going to my blank part here, I know that my moulding distance is such and such because I worked that from my paper, whatever that was. So I can mark off here the distance of the repeat. Then I got another bit of tin that was bent and at right angles, and by putting this over I can draw accurately my lines like so. Oops. And I would take them all the way down to the end here, like that. And then I use my second template to mark square up here. Oh, this is slightly different from the other one, but I would mark that to there like that. So I'd mark this along here. So I'd mark each one like so. So using these two templates, I can end up with a pattern like this. And that's my starting point. So you need to prepare a piece of wood. Use a very easy carvable wood. The sycamore I'm going to use later is quite a hard wood, but this is Jelutong, could use lime, something that's fairly easy for you to practice on. And lay the design out like this with a repeat pattern, merging into the top here, like that, coming square on here, and this will be where our rounded bit in. But we don't need to actually draw that. So get that ready, and then we're ready to have a go at carving it.